How are you? I was just here reading a book and I decided to do a library build. I know, I'm cheesy. Whatever. Today's video is a library that I made on The Sims 3 and it's shaped like a tower. So my idea was to do a library and do some place that Sims can build their skills and that kind of thing. For free, obviously. If you're doing like a starter game, it's nice to have this kind of buildings in the city that you're playing it, because you can always go there and build your skills without having to worry to buy everything that you might need. So that is today's building. I hope you like it. If you do like it, please like this video and comment, share, spread the joy with your friends, and also subscribe to the channel. So let's get to the build. Alright, so I got a smallish lot for this one. It's once more in St. Clair's. I'm trying to build it as I want it to be, so that's why I'm building a lot in that neighborhood. And I started by doing a diagonal tower. I really wanted to play with the diagonal walls, so that's why I built it this way. I thought that would be nice to have something that is a little bit fun and kind of different from other buildings. I didn't want to just build a box, so that's why I did like a tower shape with the diagonal walls. And I wanted to make it look like it has been here in the city for a while and it was maybe something else in the past and it was repurposed to be a library right now. So that is kind of the backstory that I had going on in my head for this build. And it's gonna be a short video. I didn't post on the last week because I got sick, and that's why my voice kind of sounds weird as well, but I decided to just do this quick one so I could have something for you guys. So yeah, I'm just putting down the stonework, and I kind of thought about this when I was thinking about my trip to Chicago, that they have that, I think it was a water tower or something like that, and that kind of was in my mind when I was building this, so that's why it is all like stone on the outside. And I think it turned out really great, and I really like how it ended up being. So I play tested this and it works perfectly. Everything is accessible and the Sims can get through all of the nooks and crannies, so I'm very glad for that. Very glad that it's actually a useful building, because that's the idea behind it, to have a place that your Sims can go to build their skills without you having to buy everything that is needed. So having to buy different books and like the telescope and that kind of thing. So I just placed down some windows. Now I'm getting to the flooring. I wanted to make kind of a somber and very heavy on the wood and like really dark and rich tones. So I think it turned out really cool, and it's kind of I don't want to say like a vintage or medieval kind of style, because it's really not. I think of it more as a functional build that was like abandoned and then got turned into like a community center, so a library with. I decided to put an elevator for the first two stories. I think that really makes it easier for Sims to get to, because I really do believe that those are the floors that will get more use out of instead of all of the floors, and because it was also going to kind of disrupt my idea for the top floor, so I just put the elevator for the first two. And here I'm doing a counter, and when I was thinking about this, I was thinking about libraries that I have been to. They always have that counter that you check out books on, you can talk to whoever is there, and I put a couple of registers. I think there's one for books and then one for food, and later on in the build you can see that I actually put one of those espresso bars. I'm putting down also lots of bookcases, obviously, lots of sitting options for this one. And I really wanted to feel like it was a mismatched set of like furniture. I didn't want to put a lot of the same because that's kind of boring. So I was kind of thinking of this as like a place that started out small and had a lot of different furniture pieces, and then it just became like this quirky place with different chairs, different artwork, And I don't know, I just really like the idea of going somewhere that doesn't really have that like corporate feel. It's more like quirky, and it feels like one sim just decided to open up a library and just collected furniture from around the city and, you know, made it into a place. So I always put like I decided to put a lot of like clutter in the sense of books. So you see a lot of books lying around, and that's because it is a library, so it makes sense, right? And I also try to make it very pleasing with lots of plants and that kind of thing, rugs everywhere. And it's funny, I was just thinking about this when I was editing the footage for the actual game. You don't have like any rugs in my place. I always put them down in the scenes, but like in my real life, I don't usually have rugs that I actually use. And I think that's because I live in a warm place, so there really isn't a need for us to have like services that kind of bring warmth. And also because they are really hard to clean. So I don't have that. We here in my place with me and my husband, we can't really handle like the dust. So yeah, but in the Sims I always like to put that in. That's why we play the Sims, right? It's kind of a make believe, like if I had the money to have someone to clean my rugs every month, I probably some. So yeah, this is more like the study floor. So you have a lot of desks, computers. I also left some desks without a computer because I thought like maybe if kids are there, they can do their homework in those desks. I also put some easels so you can go ahead and paint there and work on your painting skill. And I put that table with, I think it's domino, that you have to have four sims to play with. And I think it turned out really cool. Like I really enjoy this type of build. I always try to make like a study like that in my Sims home, but obviously not to that scale. So it was fun to like stretch my creative mind and try to do something that works for a lot of different Sims at once. And here in this balcony, I decided to put like some tables. So like if the sim will go downstairs and purchase some food, they can eat out here. Or if like the weather is nice, they can read their books out here. And for this floor, I kind of made it. I think the idea was to make very creative space. So that's why I have the alchemy station and then the sculpting. I don't know how to call that. So going back to the first floor, I also put a couple of tables there so Sims can eat at, and just like cases. And then I went back upstairs. And that was because I was struggling to find the espresso bar. So when I found it, I just decided to put it downstairs at once. Otherwise, I would forget about it. So yeah, here we have an alchemy station. We have a gem cutting machine, and then the sculpture thing with a bookcase, obviously, and some chairs to sit at. I don't know, I really like this. I think it's really cool. I love to play with the alchemy station. I always like it. Not only because it makes the game a little bit easier, especially if you're going on adventures. If you have like the friendship potion and then the sleep invigorator, that is so helpful when you're traveling and you want to do like the caves and the tombs and all of that. So I'm putting down some lighting just so I can actually see better. And this floor was just a lot of bookcases. I decided to do one with a bunch of bookcases and comfy seating so Sims can actually read their books and just build their skills basically. And I think it turned out really cool. I really like it. And I used the color wheel to make everything kind of like the bookcases match, because I was thinking like, oh, that's the core of a library, so that is something that they will have built or bought at the same place all at once. So that's why I did like the same wood. And yeah, I just did a lot of sitting spaces. I tried to make it fun and always have like different chairs with different textiles and that kind of thing. I like that look. I don't know if it's because I kind of have that at home, but I really like this mismatched kind of look. And I did put some of those bathrooms that do the bladder and the hygiene at once. I was kind of in the in the build, and I didn't realize that, and I didn't put any bathrooms there. In like a library, we have bathrooms, so I took advantage of the little place on the elevator because it would be weird if it wasn't like three tiles. So I took like one of them and put a bathroom on both floors that have them. I also put a piano. I did a podium because I feel like you could have public speakers in this place, and it makes sense. It looks nice, so that's pretty much why I did it. And I just like I love how it turned out. I think it's like a fun building to have in your neighborhood. It makes sense to have it like that, and uh, I just really really love it. I don't know if it is because I really like to read, but libraries always held some special meaning to me. And here in where I live, there are very few libraries that you can actually browse through the books. Usually, you have to go in there with a book in mind, and you just go to the person, like the librarian working, and say, "Hey, I want this book," and they will go and get it for you. So you can really like run your fingers through the books and that kind of thing, which I miss. I remember I lived somewhere that had a library like that, and I really, really loved just to walk through the bookcases and that. So I think that's more like my dreams, making my dreams kind of come true in the Sims since I don't have access to a library like that anymore. Yeah, so I just put down some plants as usual on the outside. I always like to put lots of greenery outside. I think it always makes your builds look really nice when you have a lot of plants. And you would have like, a nice garden in a place like this, so that's why I spent some time there doing all of that. And I ended up putting some more tables in this balcony. I thought that it lacked something, but I didn't really want to do anything too different, so yeah. Well, as I said, it was a quick video. I hope you liked it. I will put the link to the Sims Exchange for you to download this. I managed to get this up there, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give a like, comment which floor you like best, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.